You've stumbled into another nostalgic void. Drifting, searching with your rose-colored glasses. Fear not. What an Oddcast is here to guide you. With hosts Jared Minikheim, Anthony Denny, Michael Kennedy, and Sven Magnuson. Stay odd and hold on tight.
Welcome back to What an Oddcast, episode what we hope is 293, but the person that's supposed to be here to keep us in track apparently decided that he needed a nap.
Yep.
And that rhymed, and I didn't mean it to.
Ooh, look at that.
I know.
Yeah, no, Jokey Pants is having technical issues. He is updating him. I told him that the room is ready. The room is
ready. Yeah, quit being an asshole, and you'll be fine. I realize that he probably only uses his laptop once every so often.
Once a week, probably.
Yeah, this is why we need to open our laptops the day before we record to make sure that...
He did say it was working 12 hours ago.
I honestly don't know if I believe him. I will say that, one, and this is not, I can talk shit about him because he's not here, so this is going to be great. He'll hear this on the record back. One, his husband needs to buy him a new laptop if he's going to just leave him at home all the time. That's just all there is to it. So, redacted, if you're listening to this, buy your husband a new fucking laptop because he's the one that keeps us on track. And if you're just going to let him be a home wife, a homemaker, you got to support it. So, yep. Yeah. And two, I lost the plot already. I'm not going to lie, Anthony. We were talking shit about Jared, but he's not here, and it is what it is. So,
all right, he's getting shit pulled up. So this might be a sneaky little bonus
right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. No. We're not starting again. I'm not.
I agree.
I'm not doing a second intro for this jackass, this absolute asshole.
Well, while he's not here, how about you and I talk the Minecraft movie?
I'd rather talk it with him, but what I will say is, like, if you're a parent and you're allowing your 10 to 14-year-old to go see this movie by themselves, you should rot in hell. You should not be a parent. You are lower than the scum at the bottom of the ocean. You absolute piece of shit. I'm calling my shot now. Me and Anthony, and me and Anthony, whatever, we had a very pleasant experience when we saw the Minecraft movie. Yeah. It wasn't terrible. We did see it in the middle of the afternoon, so that probably helped out substantially. Mm-hmm. And no one threw popcorn, so that was fun. Because I would have, and I shit you not, punched a child had that happened.
I think you and I both would have.
I would have. Like, destroyed a child with my fists. Just
it would have been the thing where it's like
bop, bop,
yep,
bop.
Like,
I would have called them names that their entitled fucking parents have never heard before. I would have strewn together an insult of such great magnitude that I probably would have been asked to leave the theater. However, would have been invited back by the staff. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So, because
as a minority, I can say certain slurs.
As someone that was with a minority, I would have also said
you would have gotten a pass.
I would have gotten my stamp, my passport stamp.
You would have gotten allowment.
That's fine. We only bring this up because it's all over my For You page because I watched one fucking video and now it's nothing but like chicken jockey and the kids throw the popcorn and like theater workers are fucking like terrified of this movie. They say it's like the worst movie premiere in the history of forever. Like, which I believe it.
This is such an okay movie.
It is such a mid movie. Just so mid. I don't get it.
I went with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised.
I went with lower expectations and I probably enjoyed it more than Anthony did.
I think so.
I genuinely laughed a couple times, unlike the Looney Tunes movie, which I didn't laugh at all.
No, I got some laughs. I wanted one chuckle, and there were a few jokes where I just kept laughing.
like the nostalgia bait, because Jason Momoa was so Maverick coded. It's not even funny. It's just the fucking worst. You piece of shit. Well, now that he's here, we can't talk shit about him anymore, so it'll be a fun, 5 minutes to beginning when he gets to listen back and we just have destroyed Jared's entire livelihood.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what happened. Like literally 12 hours ago, it was fine. And then I opened it and everything was like, I don't want to load. Hey, a gray screen. Why don't you reboot? And then it didn't want to fucking reboot. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Did you try turning it on and off again?
3 times, actually.
That's bad. Some things that we've already talked about are going to be brought up right now, but you should really tell your husband that he needs to buy you a new laptop. It seems like if he's going to support you in this endeavor, he needs to.
Do I have a fucking story that involves money of why we don't do that yet?
That's fine.
This island is so fucked.
We were talking a Minecraft movie, and I basically told every parent in the history of ever that if they just went and allowed their child to see this movie by themselves unsupervised, that they were a bunch of expletives and lower than the scum on the bottom of the ocean because of how they have been treated theater people. So
that's you know what, that's fair.
And if you're a child listening to this podcast, one, what the fuck are you doing?
First off, where are your parents?
It has an explicit tag. You should not be allowed to listen to this. Like, they need to have some parental control. And 2, don't be a fucking jackass. Don't be a fucking jackass. Like, it is not how the world works. And you should have been hit more as a child, because as we were talking about, had a child thrown popcorn in me and Anthony's screening, I was gonna throw fucking hands. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw fucking hands at a child, just like fucking pop, 1, 2, down.
I would have struck a child as well.
I assume you guys already went through the intro while I was.
Yes.
Okay. So Anthony will be sending me a recording that'll have that, but I'm joining in now. So.
I'll send you the whole thing. You can take what you like, but we're on episode 290-something.
Yep,
293. 293.
Oh, fuck, we were right. God damn it! I hate when that happens. Son of a bitch.
That was my fault. I probably should have said it earlier, but I didn't expect things to fuck up. So, things happen here at the Oddcast. It's fun times. We're not professional.
I was drinking my Monster. I recorded a video for the TikToks. And then I got a message from Jared being like, "What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, I'm fucking."
That was literally what was happening over here.
It was, because I was running a video. Have to restart my computer. IDK, what the fuck is going on? Work fine last night. Sit down to open things up and decided it was going to tell me to fuck off for whatever reason. Starting at the moment, it's taking a sweet time. And there are periods like Jared does not use punctuation marks.
So many messages.
So Jared's like panicking. I'm like, we can just open it up.
See, folks, what you don't know is behind the scenes when it comes to this show, I get overly anxious with everything and anything to do with this show because I am very critical about myself. So when things don't go the way I want them to, and especially for those of you who watch our YouTube and like any of the editing and things, you have no idea how many times I sit down and I look at things and I'm like, I think I'll just delete this. And any of our episodes or anything we do, because I'm overly critical of fucking everything. And I'm like, that didn't go exactly the way I wanted. That's not good enough. It's bad. Let me tell you. I'm bad.
Let me tell you, that one that I just sent about Cadmos up there, I think that was the first one that I've done in one take. Because normally,
I believe it.
For those who don't know or listening to the podcast for the very first time, I have a speech impediment. Yeah, and sometimes I'm very self-conscious about my stutter. And when there are certain words that, like certain syllables together that I just can't say, and let me tell you, some of these fucking characters, their names have those syllables. Like trying to go from fucking Skylinks to Toxitron My tongue is like blah, 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 blah. And that's the start of the. Sorry, there was a spider.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, nice.
It just dropped down in front of my vision. I'm like, not today.
So we got that out of the way. Did you guys open talking about Minecraft? Is that what you did?
We opened talking about the kids of Minecraft.
Yeah, we did not get to the movie yet, which is you were so rudely interrupted us as we were about to go into our deep dive on how Jason Momoa is very Maverick coded, and I loved every second that he was on screen. Jared, we're not going to take you beat by beat through this movie, but I will say there was
Jeremy does he does want to see it, so
there was more of a plot in this movie than there was in the Looney Tunes movie. Jared, in this movie there was betrayal, there was friendship, there was explosions, there was fun, there was jump scares, there was Matt Berry. It was fucking fantastic.
Yes.
So yes. So but real quick, I don't. Have you seen anything about the Minecraft movie, Jared? Besides like the trailers and such.
Just what I've seen on TikTok and what like the 2 clips that keep coming out, which are just the 2 lines that everyone keeps throwing shit about. That's all I really know. Chicken Jockey and Flint and Steel is all I've seen. That's
Flint and Steel. I went into this movie thinking that Jason Momoa, whose nickname is the Garbage Man, was an actual garbage man. It is not. That is whatever his name is, the Garbage Man, and it is because he perfected a move in an 80s video game called the Garbage Can Slam or some shit, and was like a world champion back in 88. And the best part of this movie is Jason Momoa's retro store, where he has the Power Glove, he has Rob, he has a bunch of old video game shit that no one wants, which is the only inaccuracy I could find in this movie, because if he were to put that shit on eBay, this man would not need money for anything. Like, he has the rare shit. So, like, it is fantastic. It was so much fun to watch him.
That's not what I expected.
I went in with expectations on the ground, so really I just had to not trip over 100%. The bar. So it was a lot better than I expected. Also, it made me re-download Minecraft, and I was playing it last night.
Jesus Christ!
I know.
Yeah, it's infectious.
It's changed so much. There's leaves now. Leaves on the ground. Go, moving up and down again.
I had to keep leaning over to Anthony and be like, is that real? Is that how that works? He's like, basically, for the most part.
If you're ever, for those who are concerned, like, oh, I've never played Minecraft before, and I don't want to spend the $20.
Hey, it doesn't seem like that matters.
There's no story in Minecraft. Nothing.
Yeah.
Half the stuff they've made up.
The only thing that you would need to know is there's like subtle references to, like, everyone's seen the King Pig thingy, so, or whatever that.
Yeah, Technoblade.
Yeah, and so like there's certain things like
Sergeant Redacted gave me a giant breakdown about that.
So there's little Kim. That's sad.
Yeah,
right?
He was very impressed that they included that, and he gave me a very long autistic breakdown.
Was Jeremy into Minecraft YouTubers?
Maybe he's into cancer. You don't know. Like, it's very possible.
There's a lot that I've learned about Sergeant Redacted over the time I've been here.
Oh, you guys are getting closer.
The biggest of all of them being the reason we're best friends the way we are is we trauma bond a lot. Like, we had very similar childhoods.
Redacted never had cancer, did he? No, he got the ancient orange stuff. Oh, okay. I thought his mother was dead. Or is she just a bitch? We'll segue into that in a second. Yeah, we'll segue into that one in a second.
Yeah. My mom's birthday today.
But I will say, that I had even lower expectations going into this movie and had just like a very mid time with it. Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing, ready? The Pepsi Zero I had wasn't flat this time, and the popcorn was warm. So like already off the get-go was better than Looney Tunes.
I got a Peeps Icy.
Oh my god!
It's fucking gross.
You did what?
I got a Peeps flavored Icy.
Go to hell.
Exactly.
Go to hell. Do not collect $200. Just go straight.
Blue flavored Icy.
That
was not good.
Jared, I need to tell you, we're not done talking about the Minecraft movie. How much spoilers do you care about, or do you not care at all?
I have to say I care just a tiny bit, just because
Okay.
I think Sergeant Redacted is going to drag me to the theater this week.
I'm only, which is fine. I'm only going to say the setup for the movie on how they get to the Minecraft world. If I told you that, is it Emma Myers? Is that who it is? She plays Wednesday's best friend in the Wednesday series.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
She's 20. Was it 22 that we looked it up?
Yes, she is.
Sounds creepier than it.
Born in 2002.
Yeah, so she's 22. Again, the only thing I know her from is from like her playing like teenagers and shit. She starts off this movie fucking driving a station wagon, hauling a trailer, and I'm like, the fuck is that? It like.
I was like, why is this 16-year-old driving a 15-year-old?
Why is this child driving? The brother
she is a child.
Just so you know, Jared, the brother has a worse speech impediment than Anthony, and it's very.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's very. It takes you a little bit out of the movie, so I want you to know that. And then, in the best setup ever, this feels like it was designed for me. It really does. 'Cause I make stupid jokes like this all the fucking time. Their parents die, so we have dead parent movie already. It's sad.
Dead parents.
They're moving to Idaho, where the sister is now working for the social media for a potato chip plant. It's the best setup for a movie ever. It deserves the Oscar, is what I'm saying. Like, full stock, just like an Idaho potato reference? Are you fucking kidding me? It's wild, man. It goes so far.
This sounds crazy.
If you play Minecraft, you should go see it. It's going to be the most successful movie of the entire year. It's already toppled Mario.
It's Jared. It's you just got to go in, eat your popcorn, and drink your pop, and enjoy the Minecraft movie. Yeah, that's all you have to do.
You're seeing a Minecraft movie, not anything good.
Yeah.
Like Sergeant Redacted was saying, he wants to go see it. He also works way too much. But he also wanted to go see it because theaters are talking about removing it because they're having too many issues and they don't want to continue running it. So now it's like, maybe we won't be able to see it.
Is Redacted sitting there with you're going to be there with his fucking AR? Like, go ahead.
Just fucking yelling at children.
No, that needs cleaned.
A kid stands up with a bottle of popcorn and he just hears a rack.
Yeah, we'll be like the movie I rewatched recently, God Bless America, where we just stand up and start shooting them all, except the one person who didn't, and then we go up to him and we go, "Thank you for being quiet during the movie," and then we leave.
You fall in love, zing boom, the sky up above, zing boom, it's caving in. Wow, never been so nuts about the guy you wanna left. It's so quiet.
Thanks for not talking during the feature. Thanks for turning off your cell phone.
You're welcome.
Speaking of
and they'll
movies,
quietly go, "You're welcome."
Speaking of movies, this week accomplished an impossible task, and
Impossible.
I chose to accept it. So I don't know why, but I've been on a big spy thriller kick recently. And so I decided, I'm just going to watch all the Mission Impossible movies, mainly because I was looking for something to watch at work after the Righteous Gemstones episode.
That's fair.
Which was fucking wild.
Absolutely wild.
To the point where, like, me and Jared might start a new podcast about just all of Danny McBride's shit. Still working on the title. As soon as we get the title, we'll probably start just doing a rewatch. Starting from, like, we're going to do Tropic Thunder because we want Anthony on that one. And then...
I got the name.
We got to do Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, it's Michael, Minikheim, and McBride.
That's good. I don't like it, but it's good. No offense. So I watched all the Mission Impossible movies. Started with one, watched 2 a day, had to rent for some reason. I had to pay Heather $4 to rent the sixth one, whichever the sixth one is. It's after Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. The one after that, it's Free Fall for something.
There's too many of these fucking movies.
There are too many. Mission Impossible nobody talks about, but there's a fuck ton of those.
All right, so there's Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3,
Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation,
Fallout.
I had to rent Fallout because technically Fallout was not Paramount or something. It was the other, like, for somehow the distribution rights got separated. And so and then I watched Final Reckoning. And so now May 29th, I have to wait to see Final Reckoning. So it is just a slog. Yeah.
You should take me because I've only seen Ghost Protocol.
Okay, so is it you that I saw Ghost Protocol with?
No, it came out in 2011. I saw it with my dad.
Yeah.
So I think I saw Rogue Nation with an ex-girlfriend, and it's the only one that I had seen. And so
I was like that. Did I see that with you? I saw it with an ex-girlfriend.
Well, no, I wasn't sure. It's the only one you've seen. I'm like, it's very possible that the only one that I've seen was with you. But if you have like 12 hours to kill, I highly recommend them. They start good, they get okay, they get a little bit worse, they get kind of confusing, and then they get real good right there at the end.
Philip Seymour
Tom
Hoffman.
Cruise gets. Oh my God, he's one of my so fucking good. God damn,
great actor. No, because I remember I saw it with my dad, and he brought me, and I was watching this movie, and I'm just like, I've never seen any of these movies, and I don't know if they spoiled the whole movie in the beginning of every single of these movies.
No,
because they showed the entire movie plot at the beginning of it, like in a montage.
I think you may have been watching the wrong movies then, but that's fine. But yeah, I did that. I watched 2 a day. I finished it yesterday, and then I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And I've been seeing a lot of
jerking off.
No, a lot of commercials for a lot of on my For You page, a lot of the newest episode of Game Changer, where it's like the 1 year later shit. And so like I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a Dropout subscription, and then I have just been binged all of Game Changer and all of Make Some Noise. So
my wife started watching Game Changer because
fucking good.
Did she?
So fucking good.
I wish you would have said something, Mike. I have my Dropout.
I would rather pay the subscription and support Dropout than any other streaming service.
Dude, the great thing, I don't know if you've heard this, but so Dropout is raising their prices to $6.99 a month.
Yep.
Or $69.99 a month a year. If you're new. If you continue if you have it like me, I'm going to be grandfathered into locked in on my price.
Oh my. And
also, I think that's so fucking cool. Dropout.
Also, what I like is people are like, "No, Sam, you can raise our price too. Like, we will willingly give you more. Is there like a tip button we can do? Like, can we just give $5 extra a month here and there? Because like
I don't really watch Dropout. But it's one of those streaming services that I will happily pay for.
Yeah.
Because they do so much.
I watch so much stuff on there. I love just about everything on there.
I've started watching
I'm not gonna lie.
Actually and Dirty Laundry and all that shit too. So like, it's just
Very-
all new.
Very Important People. That was fun.
I watched the last.
Very Important People is one of my favorites.
I watched it because like
Top
if it's
favorite.
Very Important People, I have to know the person. So I watched the Jacob Wysocki one because I love Jacob Wysocki, where he's fucking Hayes Steel, and I'm like, this man is so fucking good. I'm doing this on a fucking Stairmaster and trying not to die. One, because it's on a Stairmaster. Two, because I'm laughing so fucking hard that the lady next to me is like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "This shit's just so funny. I'm sorry." Like, it's miserable.
They're great.
Did you watch the episode where? Did you watch the episode where Brennan is a wizard?
I haven't seen that one yet. No, because I'm working my way backwards through it. So
You're
like,
absolutely fucking love that.
They're great.
I
I was showing Heather some of my favorite episodes so she can like, because she saw the pieces on like Instagram reels. Or
yes, that's how I got into it.
Yep.
So the thing that really started me was the Pete Holmes making fun of Sam Reich, and I was like, all right. And that one came across my For You page again. And I was like, all right, you know what? It's just time to go ahead and just get a Dropout subscription before the price goes up. And I've already gotten my worth of entertainment. Like I haven't started any of the D&D shit yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's great. My
free
favorite
promotional for Dropout.
I showed Heather my favorite episodes of Game Changer, including
Which one?
My top favorite, Yes or No.
I love Yes or No. I just watched Yes or No, and I try to skip through because I really like everything with Brendan Lee Mulligan. Like he's will always, and then Lou, and then Jacob. I don't particularly like Allie Beardsley. Their voice just annoys me, and so that's just how it is. I just I listen to her and all the D&D stuff. So
I find this interesting because I've been watching College Humor and Dropout for so long.
Yeah,
I remember when Allie was still a girl, so like the whole transition thing didn't bother me as much. So it's interesting seeing someone who's coming in now and seeing everything after the fact.
Yeah, because
it was
very
interesting to me.
Very subtle for us because we've been watching College Humor for like.
This is very true. It was a very subtle.
Which is, again, it's not that it bothers her. Their voice just bothers me. I just don't like their voice. It's like currently in the podcast that I'm listening to, they are a character in it, and it's just like again, this is gonna sound so mean, but they like laugh talk a lot, and it just I can't. Sometimes I need to just have like talking, and so like it's not. And again, I think it's just the improv in the back and everything like that. It's just like the voice just gets to me, and so like I don't really watch a whole lot with them in it, and it's nothing against.
Yeah, it's
them.
not bigotry. It's
not. I don't like their voice.
It's very
so like I don't want to
personal,
get canceled for this shit. So
no, we're being clear. Hey,
canceled.
You can dislike a person without it being bigot.
Yeah. Like it has nothing to do with who they are.
I
as a
don't
person.
like O.J. Simpson, not because he's black,
not because he played. Oh, right.
Because he played for the Bills. That's why.
Yeah. So, but that's where I'm at. And then like I'll start the D&D stuff. It's just 2 hours is a lot of time to commit, as I bitch about that I just watched all the Mission Impossible movies. So
no, I get where you're coming from there.
The nice part is they have both visual and just audio
versions. I saw that.
There.
That's wild.
So if you can't do
podcast,
yeah, it's up to you.
I have a story that I want to get into before what I scheduled for today's episode, because it's not going to take me long for what I have for the episode, purposely because I knew there was a lot to talk about anyway.
Hang on. Can you vamp for a second? I go bathroom real quick.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll start the story. Mike can. God, Mike's gonna lose his shit. So why don't I start by first with all of you at home and Anthony right here. When you go to a garage and you take your car, right?
Okay.
You expect you're taking it to who?
Like a mechanic.
Yeah, very good. Now, for a mechanic, what is supposed to be their specialty?
Cars?
Yeah, it's not a trick question. Trust me, it's not a trick question. Just literally, what is it they're supposed to do?
Like, no, I think it's a trick question. It just felt like a dumb question, and I'm like, is it too obvious? There, you take it to a.
It's going to be a lot of that during this whole story. So, as we've talked about on this show, we discussed it. You can even go back and listen to the episode where I talk about the whole history of me and whatever. Do whatever it is you feel like.
All of his vehicles.
Actually, you know what? Before I fully get into this, because I kind of want to wait for Mike, because I think Mike's going to lose his fucking shit hearing it.
I can vamp.
Just real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you a lot. Thank you so much. And also, if you go over to our TikTok at What an Oddcast, Anthony here he's been posting an absolute shit ton as far as like Transformers, and he's very willing to respond to comments.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing you guys are loving it, and we're getting more comments. And continue it. Like, please keep going. Like, I truly love responding to things. I don't know how he feels, but I love responding to people. And getting
love autistically dumping. Like, I'll get a message at 2 a.m. because of the time difference from Jared saying like the 2 videos I sent. It's like, hey, do you have this? And I save it when I see it. I'm like, I will respond to this later. And I did.
But yeah, thank you for that. You can catch the clips. There's Anthony's Transformers, and there's
Mike's
also Mike doing rants whenever he feels like it.
Get morning minutes with Maverick.
My fucking phone updated, and I'm pissed at it.
I do. So I have decided 2 things. One, in my last one that I sent you, I talked about like living your bliss, because I fully believe that Carrabba's was a Mediterranean grill and not an Italian.
Yes.
Grill. Yes. I was having a conversation with a man at work who also just likes to autistically dump. I love the man to death. He's a really cool guy. He never shuts the fuck up ever about anything. The man will talk for 3 hours about nothing. It's fantastic. But
I've been there.
He's like, no, I think I remember something about that from in like 2007 or 8 when they ran like a very special promotion where they were doing like a full Mediterranean menu. And I was like, he's like, you think that was it? I was like, I don't know. I got to do a more deep dive. He's like, did I just shatter your universe? I was like, no, I still fully believe that in my original timeline, it was a Mediterranean grill, but like it would make sense to do a full Mediterranean menu. And that's when I went. And that's why I thought it was Mediterranean, because they probably said that on the menu. So I may fully be wrong, and I may still be the anchor being of this timeline. So we will see. I am Maverick, Breaker of Mandela. That sounds a lot worse than it should because of like apartheid, but like the Mandela Breaker.
No, he's the Breaker of Mandela. Breaker of all right.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead with your story, bitch.
Just to end my thought on all that, if you're watching YouTube or listening to podcasts, thank you. Both of them are a little bit different, so I appreciate you on either one. I see more people coming to YouTube and the podcast, so thank you. But anyway, yes. So as Anthony answered already, but if you go to a garage, you expect you're going to be handled by mechanics, and their specialty is supposed to be fucking cars. Because that's why you're at a garage. That's why you're a mechanic.
If you ever went to Walmart, sometimes they just got the tire specialist. Like, you know,
I would rather go to Walmart than what Sergeant Redacted went through earlier this week. God. Holy fuck! I grew up in a family full of people that built cars. My grandfather was a mechanic till he was forced to retire at almost 70, and he hated it. So like, I know how cars are supposed to be worked on. I may not do it myself, but I've been around enough people to I know what things are good and what things are bad.
Jared's grandpa was fixing cars when they still had lead in the gas, which explains a lot about Jared.
It's probably why Grandpa Digi was like fucking 7 foot tall. So, Anthony here knows my Grandpa Digi. He's a very big, intimidating man.
They're all tall, Michael. Jared's the short one.
I believe this.
Yeah, Grandpa Vic's very big Sicilian man.
Well, that's fucking scary, actually. I didn't know he was Sicilian. God damn.
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. Bald head, got the mustache. He's a very big man. So Sergeant Redacted the other morning I woke up at 9 and I got out to the kitchen. I was starting to make coffee, and I see on the whiteboard in the kitchen, there's a little message, 8:15. Hey, went to go get the tires changed because he's been talking about doing it and he's been too busy. So he had went in the morning, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we don't have to worry about fucking tire exploding, which is what I worried about going to the airport. Was, hey, this tire is really fucking bad. Is it going to explode when I come to get you? So he does this. Now I'm at home. I'm enjoying my day. I'm blissfully unaware of anything going on. Now it hits about noon, and I'm sitting there and I go,
"Where's my husband
called
at?
into work?
Yeah, where's my husband at?
I wonder if
He's
he got called to work because he's
supposed to dick me down before he goes in, and he's not here right now. Like, I miss Daddy. Where'd Daddy go?"
So continue on. 2:30 rolls up. Sergeant Redacted finally walks in the door, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, did you get caught up at work? Like, what happened to you?" This man proceeds to tell me the most insane fucking story I've ever heard of someone going to a goddamn garage. He proceeded to pull in, and he's like, "Hey, I need these tires." I live on Guam. As I was saying before, for those of you go back and listen to the episode, I'm currently living in Guam. Don't fucking move here because you will not get anything you need to done. The way me and Sergeant Redacted have figured, nobody on this island has any kind of specialty training, but they have the job that you're supposed to have that training, but they don't. They proceed to tell him, "Yeah, okay. What kind of tire?" And he's like, he literally named off like what's on the tire. They're like, "Yeah, no, go outside and take a picture of it and bring it to me." And he's like, "Excuse me?" They're like, "Yeah, no, just take a picture of the tire and all the stuff on it and then bring it to me and we'll find it." And he's like, "But I already told you all the, yeah, no, just take a picture of the tire, bring it." And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck ever." So he's already a little irritated because he spent like 10 minutes with this argument about like, "But I'm telling you what you need." So he does that, goes in, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't have that." "Yeah, we'd have to order it off island. That'll take like 2 months. Let's say," well, he's like, "Do you have anything?" "Oh, yes. If you need anything on this island, it has to be imported from somewhere else. They make nothing here. Everything is imported."
Tariff's really going to suck at your place.
Well, the other thing is we're also the redheaded stepchild of America, where we're not considered the United States. Like if I try to use a bank card or anything, it'll tell me this is not the United States because it's a territory. It's a whole thing. It's annoying. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they then say, "We have a different tire that's the same size, it's just a different brand." And he's like, "Fuck it. All right, whatever. Give me those." And they're like, "Do you want the 2?" And he's like, "No, I want all 4 done."
I was like, "We don't have 4.
Give
we
me
got
all 4.
3.
They're like,
"We got 3
yeah, they're
and
like,
1.
Are you sure you don't want just 2? And he's like, "No, give me all 4. Replace all fucking 4. They all need it. Give me all 4. Like, are you sure you don't want 2? This was another 5-minute argument with the guy, right? That he wanted 4.
Why wouldn't he want 4? Why wouldn't you want to
That's what
sell
I
4?
said. That's what I said when he's like, "Oh, you just want to replace the 1," and then, "Oh, you mean 2?" And then I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, no, I remember specifically my grandparents talking about like, you just might as well replace them all because then they're gonna get worn, but like you might as well. And I was like, whatever, maybe I'm missing something. So he goes through all this. When he bought this car on the island, he's had a lot of issues, right? They go to take the tires off. The lug nuts have a specialty lock that it's supposed to need to take off the lug nuts. Do you know what the car didn't come with? The specialty lug nut tire thing. So he was sold a car with a jack with all the other shit that wouldn't work anyway. So if the tire had exploded, we wouldn't have been able to change it. We would have just been fucked. So he has to go down to the AutoZone, and he does. And he goes in and he's like, "I need this little fucking key thing, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I just want to get my fucking tires changed. What do I have to pay?" The lady, and this turns into another fucking hour-long debacle for him, where like the people behind the counter have no fucking idea what he's talking about. And he's literally on their computer like, "This is what I'm looking for." They're like, "Oh, well, you can get the whole kit for $110. He's like,
"I don't want the
lady,
whole kit.
I have to pay $260 for my fucking tires. I'm not looking to spend another $100 some fucking dollars for one fucking thing that I need fuck off and relook. I know you have to have it as a single. And then they did. He got it. He's happy. He goes back. Gets the tires changed. Fucking happiest day for him. He couldn't fucking believe he finally got this shit done. Especially after him coming back and then being like, you're next. 5 people later. You're next. You're up. Great. I've been here for 2 hours. Fucking awesome. Gets in there. They change the tires. Goes to leave.
It's not going to be good.
So here's the garage. And then there's the main road. And then the vape shop's right across the street. So as Jeremy explained it, he's like, I pulled out. He's like, you pull out, and like I'm turning, and then right next to the vape shop is a McDonald's. He got to the McDonald's at the stoplight, and the tire went, boing. And he went, you're fucking kidding me. I've only gone maybe 20 feet from this garage. What the fuck? So he pulls into McDonald's and parks, and he proceeded to show me the pictures of the car sitting on a jack with the tire up against it. Walked his ass back to the garage and goes, hey. They're like, oh, hey, what's going on? He's like, yeah.
Fuck off.
So I just drove 20 feet and my fucking tire came off. So you are going to fucking get 2 of your goddamn fucking mechanics and the specialty fucking thing I had to buy. You're going to walk your fucking happy ass down there and put my fucking tire back on. And you know what? I'm going to drive it back up here. I'm going to pull it into this fucking garage and I'm going to watch you tighten all 4 fucking lug nuts because I live 30 minutes away, and where I live, there's cliffs and sharp turns, and if I fly off a fucking cliff, I'm going to come back and murder all your asses in this fucking garage because it's your fucking fault. And that is what happened. Meanwhile, they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. He never does that. He's been working so much. He's like, I work 18-hour days for the military, 7 days a week. There is no fucking excuse for anything. You are at your job. You will do your fucking job. He was so pissed.
Yeah, as he should be.
And that is why it took him 6 fucking hours to get tires changed. Because on this island, nobody has specialty training whatsoever. And anything you need needs to be imported. And most people you talk to have no fucking idea what you're saying, even though it's their job.
That
Welcome
sounds
to Guam.
like that doesn't sound fun.
They really had no idea anything about like the specialty, like locking, nothing. Like they had no fucking clue of anything. He also needs a new transmission, and we're just like, that's like $4,000 we don't have to spend. And if we got it done here, they'd probably fuck it up again. And like, it's just not worth it. We'll just drive it till it dies.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
That's life on Guam, where you go to a garage and you'll have like 7 more problems than what you went in with because they literally don't know what they're doing half the time.
Feeks.
Yeah. So that's the Sergeant Redacted story of Guam.
Oh. That's so much fun.
Isn't it great? Don't you want to live here?
No, I like.
It is beautiful though.
I like
Very
not being
beautiful.
able to see the ocean from a high cliff.
That's probably fair too. Hey, it's a good sight though. It's a good view. So I have a thing for the episode today.
I don't think you can show that.
Quickly before I get into that, I did also see some things. They saw the Minecraft movie. I haven't gotten to see Minecraft movie, obviously, but I can tell you I did see Stephen King's what is it? The Monkey. I did get to see The Monkey. Interesting. Ending's a little weird. Whatever. Okay. So, gentlemen, do you remember growing up and reading Goosebumps?
Well, of course. Say Cheese and Die was my favorite.
Never read any Goosebumps.
Yeah, no,
That's
they
fair.
had the
I read a lot
Michigan
of them.
chillers here.
That's true. I forgot that Michigan had their own.
Everyone had the American chillers. It's not
Never heard of
region
them.
locked. Liar.
You say it's everywhere, but I never saw them growing up. I had Goosebumps. I didn't know what American
Gentlemen,
Chillers were
I
until
am
I went to Michigan.
4 years older than you, roughly. It's a different generational gap. I didn't read Goosebumps. Sorry.
Nah, that's okay.
I don't know, what,
Fucking fight about it. I'll fucking just
can we
leave.
check that?
I'll
forgive
just
you.
be done with this fucking podcast, and now y'all can do it on your own. You're gonna be bitches about it. That's all I'm fucking saying. You guys remember reading Goosebumps? Also, no, Mike didn't. He doesn't really like horror. Okay. The first American Children book he did was the Michigan Mega Monster, and it scared the shit out of him because he read it during Halloween, during a thunderstorm, and it was not okay. Hey, fucking want to say something else about it? Huh? I fucking thought. Fucking keep interrupting Jared because being a jackass. Taking no one else's feelings into consideration. How selfish. Your husband is just, you should go treat him right. I can already tell there's a divorce in the works. I lost the plot. I completely lost the plot of where this was going again. Go ahead.
There was a Goosebumps books. There was also the Goosebumps series that became
which also
honestly
scary.
More seasons than I thought they were.
So scary.
Ryan Gosling.
I don't know why the terror tower.
Scary
was
if you're
so
a child.
terrifying.
Maybe if you're a child.
You know
They didn't scare me, but that's me.
Well, that's
I was
because
also
you
watching
killed,
like House of a Thousand Corpses.
you also killed many animals, and so you were numb to just about everything. Love, affection.
I don't like those stories. They make me scared.
Everything. Just numb
Not
to it.
masturbation.
So Goosebumps the series came out because the books got popular, obviously, and then they ended up making a series. And again, there are more seasons of that than I fucking thought there were. I thought there was only like 2. There's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but
I
there's
think
only
there
like
was that many.
10 episodes a season. It's not like it's a 20 episode season.
That still is more than I thought they would have made. So,
are we talking about the movie with Jack Black or the other one?
No, we're talking about the original Goosebumps series for this.
Okay.
1995.
But it's okay because all this is
in the episode.
I got this laid out. So, first one up on our docket for Guess the Goosebumps. Question 1, we're going to talk about
creative.
Bad Hair Day. One that's I picked this one just because I've seen a lot of other bigger channels and things with people like pulling Goosebumps and they're like this one because of the cover, and I'm like, let's talk about the actual story though, because the story is fucking what the fuck. So Bad Hair Day, our main character is Tim Swanson.
Like Joe?
Banner.
Yeah, he's related to Joe actually. Now, for the story Bad Hair Day,
okay,
what do you think the premise for this story is? Is it that our main character, Tim, loves magic, but he's bad at it until he meets a wizard who gives him his own power? Is it Tim hates magic, but then gets cursed by a magician to be a rabbit forever because he was a jerk at one of his shows?
Bad Hair Day, that's pretty funny.
Or C, Tim is an aspiring magician who makes a mistake and has to fix his consequences with the magician's help.
I'll let Mike take a guess first because I think I actually know it.
No, then go ahead because I think it's B because it's punny.
I believe it is B as well because I think I remember this episode.
I think there's a rabbit. So if I remember the cover, it is a stand with a magician's hat and a rabbit coming out of it. How close am I?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 5 fucking thought. Boom.
Yes. Yeah.
Listen. Just because I don't read them doesn't mean I don't remember them, asshole. That's all I'm saying.
So everyone's saying B, that Tim hates magic and he gets turned into a rabbit because of the cover.
It's probably not that, but like,
I get why you would choose that. That makes a lot of sense. It's actually C. Tim is an aspiring magician who makes a mistake.
Oh, does he? He turns
and
his
has
friend
to
into
get
a
help
rabbit,
fixing
right?
it.
He turns his friend into a rabbit, his assistant into a rabbit, and then
his sister turns herself invisible by accident because Tim, after seeing his favorite magician, goes behind stage. Then the magician's rude, so
David
Tim
Silverfield.
steals his magic kit. His sister turns herself invisible, and then he has to go back to the magician and be like, "Oh my god, how do I fix this?"
I don't think.
So that brings us.
I think my mic cut out there for a second. I don't think you guys heard my incredible joke. of
Yeah,
David
no, I didn't.
Silverfield instead of Copperfield. Like,
No, we did not.
okay, like it must be my mic then. It must have cut out there because it was a pretty good joke. So, and y'all just passed over it like I didn't say anything. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
no, I did.
okay, well, apparently I'm not funny anymore. That's great.
Hey, some of us
Also,
were
just
born
want to
not funny.
mention.
Yeah.
Also, just want to mention for the episode of this book, there's a random Colin from Whose Line Is It Anyway in this.
Colin Mockery?
Yeah, Colin.
Yeah, the kid does the magic trick, and then he ends up in like a room in the bottom to be hidden, and he doesn't get let out until the very end of the show, and it's fucking Colin for 2 seconds, and he's just like, "Hey kid, you're not supposed to be back here," and then he walks away, and I just had to stop it and go, "That's such a wasted throwaway." You could have had anyone open the door for this one fucking scene.
So this was a
Doesn't even do
Canadian
anything
production.
funny.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's fair. So now we get into the second part of the question, which is the ending of the show. How did the show end? Is it A?
It does the weird song and the credits roll. Yeah, that one. Tell
Tim
me I'm
can't
wrong,
fix
I dare
anything.
you, because that's not.
I mean, you're not. That's technically how they all end. But
exactly.
Is it A? Tim can't fix anything and becomes trapped in a magic hat. 2, B, an evil wizard tricks him, turns him into a rabbit with a mazo, ending on a deadly trick being set on stage. Or C, a mazo lied and traps him into his bag while the wizard is revealed to be an actual real rabbit, and it was all a clever trick by a mazo to lure him into his backstage.
Probably C. C sounds like the most illogical thing and therefore the most correct.
Anthony, see,
I'm
raising
throwing
your
up
hand.
No, I'm throwing up a sign. This is B. Well, B.
You say B?
Language. Yes.
It is B. Turns out the book and show are different. So in the show, Tim gets talked to rudely. He steals the bag and leaves. He thinks it's a mazo. Turns out it was it's actually a rabbit that was an evil wizard who a mazo turned into a rabbit to keep people safe. And then the kid's an idiot and turns it back into a wizard. And then the wizard turns them both into rabbits. And then he puts them in a guillotine. And then it ends with the mazo being like, "I'll get us out of this." And Tim being a fucking dumb child and going, "Oh my God, no, I'm on stage. I'm a real magician. Oh my God." And then it ends. And I was like, what the fuck?
Sounds about right.
So the book, Amazo ridicules Tim when he goes to get help for being an amateur because the magic will just wear off and you're a fucking idiot, kid. So Tim calls him out for how rude he was when he was backstage before. Amazo apologizes, turns him into a rabbit named Fluffy, and does a trick with him as an apology. And that's how the book ends. For the show, they added a whole other subplot of an evil wizard rabbit. I don't know why. They kind of skip over what the actual book was and just do that instead. Very good. Very good. Very good. Number 2. One Day at Horrorland. One that I rented a lot from the library because I was a poor kid, and that's how you rented movies sometimes.
Did you also hear Jared say Horrorland, or are we just gonna? Okay.
I think his accent.
He's been on Guam too long. It's horror. Got to do that extra OR there at the end. Otherwise, we're talking about a different movie that I think I'm probably the only one that's seen recently. So
It ain't called Goosebumps, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, it definitely is, just differently spelled. And the bump is capitalized.
It's called,
So
like, Goosebumps.
our characters for this one are the Morris family. Now, the premise for One Day at Horrorland.
Oh, it might cut out again. There it is. I just heard horror again. So,
A, the Morris family enjoy a day at their favorite theme park. When they find a new addition, soon they realize the park has changed.
it's not correct.
B, the Morris family are awakened while camping to the sounds of games and rides of a theme park. But where did it come from? And why does it say they have free entry? Or C, The Morris family are lost while looking for the highway when they find a new theme park. What's one day at a theme park off the road gonna hurt? Soon discovering it may be their very last day.
Yeah,
I wanted to be C.
It is C. I have.
Yeah, it is C. Yeah.
I got a question for you. Are you writing the other synopsises or the being pulled from other stories?
I'm writing them.
That's pretty good.
I wrote everything on here, and I just copied over the actual Goosebumps one.
Like, it's pretty good. Like, I'm trying to give you a compliment. Like, the other synopses are very believable.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've read enough Goosebumps to get the gist of how these stories typically go. So, I mean,
I think this might be actually a book that I've not read, but have seen the cover enough to know what's going to happen. So
that's fair. This one was a very popular one, which is why it got made for the series. So how does the series end the story? Is it that the Morris family find an exit after running away, but after standing on an open road, they suddenly find out that it's actually all a VR game and they've never actually left?
Okay, well, it's not that.
B, Mom and Dad Morris get eaten by a monster, a horror, as they're called, while the kids slip away. They get away, cut to 1 year later, while they're on the school bus, while the bus driver turns around and reveals that he's the horror monster show host. They never left. C, the Morris family gets to their car, speed away. They sigh in relief and joke that no more parks, Dad, when suddenly the car drives itself to a cliff, and we see the monsters controlling the car, and it's revealed that it's all a TV show.
I don't think it's A.
The thing is, C is wacky enough for R.L. Stine to just do that.
True. I think it is B, though.
I want to say C again.
I'm going
right,
B.
So Mike is saying B, that that the school bus driver turns up, and then it's oh no. And Anthony says C, where they speed away, and then that's actually a game show. The show does end with C, which is that the family ends with teetering on a cliff, and the horror host turns around and he goes, "Now that's what I call a cliffhanger." But then the TV turns off, and then it's two other monsters on it looking at TV, and they're like, "I'm tired of these scary human shows." And I had to roll my eyes just a little bit that they ended it that way. So the book, the way they ended is that the Morris family's on the game show, much like they do here. But instead of how they ended on the show, this one, the daughter Lizzie remembers their sign saying no pinching. So she pinches them, and they explode. And then they escape. Yes, you heard me right. They escape on a bus they find, but then it's revealed that a horror was hanging onto the bus. And when they get home, he comes out from under the bus and hands them lifetime passes because they gave such a great TV show episode. That's the book ending.
We're still talking about the second episode because I disassociated there for 30 seconds and I wasn't sure if I needed.
We're going into the third one. You're okay.
Fully was just watching you talk and just disassociated for 30 seconds.
No,
and I realized I was like, oh, Jared's still talking. I hope I don't have to guess anytime soon because missed most of that one.
Very romantic.
So, third one. Attack of the Mutant. Got Skippy Matthews.
Fucking bunch of ones I've never seen before.
That's the one where Nightcrawler breaks into the White House on Cummings, and he tries to attempt to stab the president with a knife.
Okay, Anthony, I'll give you credit. That's a good one. So Attack of the Mutant. A, Skipper is your average nerdy student. One day, as he reads a comic book, a supervillain appears attacking the school. Yet the next day, no one else saw it. Can Skipper find this villain, the masked mutant, before he goes, or is he going comic crazy?
Ooh, that comic crazy.
Skipper loves comics, so much so his parents are worried he's too obsessed. One night after dinner, as Skipper reads his newest issue of The Masked Mutant. He's pulled into the pages, but can Skipper defeat the villain and find his way home? Or C, Skipper's a comic nerd to the core. His favorite is a supervillain named the Masked Mutant, but after seeing the mutant's tower base somewhere in the city, Skipper begins to investigate. Has a supervillain come to life in his city?
Jared, you do such a fucking great job. I don't know which one's the real one. These are all.
That's what I was saying. Like, I think it's B. I don't think it's A. A seems way too whimsical, and C sounds like, because like sometimes some are like, it's not obvious, but it's like it's the Goosebumps one because like there's a lot of extra details and shit, but like maybe Jared knows that we are going to think that. I'm going to stick with my guts and say B.
I also agree that it is B.
All right, so you think he gets sucked into the comic?
Yeah, that feels fine.
That does feel Steinish.
It's C again. It is that he sees the super mutant base and thinks, how the hell is that real? Like, did the villain come to life?
You know what's funny? That was the last option. That's my last choice.
So the book is really just that it's a kid who's obsessed with comics, keeps reading them, then suddenly he sees the villain's base and the town, and then he starts investigating it. It's like, is this real? Is this what's going on here?
Oh God, he's having a psychotic break.
Well, fun fact for this episode, Adam West guest appearances in this episode as the Galloping Gazelle.
Oh my God, I know this episode from holy. Yeah, you're right. He did. I can see it now. Holy shit!
Oh God, it's the Masked Mutant. Come on, my little partner in crime.
What the fuck is that thing?
Show us, please.
All right, give me 1 second.
I just love in the episode itself when Adam West's character tries to help, and then the Masked Mutant just calls him old.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Wait, where are you going?
He's right. I'm too old for this superhero stuff. You're on your own, kid.
It's Adam West, so like, yes, he is an old man in a fucking suit.
Yes, fucking fantastic.
Just
Adam
West.
Yes,
Adam West.
That is the Galloping Gazelle.
Look at that! Look at that rubber snake.
Yes, the Masked Mutant can turn into anything he desires. I don't know why that's his power. That's his power. He's like a super, super bad villain. So, for the series, the story ends, A, Skipper helps Galloping Gazelle defeat the Masked Mutant. After Gazelle makes Skipper his official sidekick, ending on a new Gazelle and Elastic Boy comic on a shelf in a comic store. B, Gazelle runs off, Skipper defeats the Masked Mutant. Returning home, he enjoys the sunshine on his face, but feels loose. Almost like he's melting in the hot sun, like rubber, as he has become his self-titled hero. For context of that, earlier in the episode, he finds a writing room, and there's like drawings of all the characters, and he's like a new character that he hasn't seen in a comic yet, and it freaks him out a little bit. Or C, Skipper returns home. He's enjoying his time. He decides to have some cake with his sidekick, his new best friend Mitzi he met. But while they're enjoying the cake, a new comic comes in. And his mom says, hey, you got a new comic. But then when we pan back to Skipper, he's in an all-new outfit and stretching his arms because he has become Elastic Boy.
So it's definitely something to do with Elastic Boy, because that's in 2.
I think it's the first one. I think it's A.
See, I think it's C. And it's going to be fucking B. But I'm going to say C. If it's B, I'm going to disconnect this call right now, just so you know.
You can't.
Right. It is C once again.
Okay, C. Okay.
Yeah. For the show, they end it with that he gets home and then his mom calls him out and then he turns into the character. The book, the only difference to the ending was that he's enjoying cake with Mitzi, but he cuts his finger and bleeds ink and then says, "I don't think my time in the comics is over yet." And that's how the book ends.
So dumb.
I just gotta share something really quick.
Yeah.
So as soon as it wants to share my screen. So the mass mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hourglass. Bible Man.
Yeah. He's saying there's a direct correlation.
I'm saying that like these guys are triplets here, especially Bible Man and the fucking mass mutant. Like, look at those two fuckers. Like, even got the butt chin.
Yeah, no, they're all siblings. Yeah. All right, final question for this here.
Sure.
This is one that I want to cover with Jokey Pants Has Bad Taste, solely because the series, the way they handled the story, had me fucking dying on the floor. And I'll explain why when we get there, but just goddamn. So the Scarecrow walks at midnight.
Okay.
We got Jody, Mark, and the grandparents is like main characters. There are some other characters, but Jody and Mark visit their grandparents' farm only to find it empty.
Oh.
After a search of the barn, they find their grandparents in the cornfield, but they never really explain why they were in there in the first place. It all seems strange until one night, Jody swears she saw a scarecrow walking in the lawn.
Oh.
B, Jody and Mark visit their grandparents at a farm. They notice everyone's being strange. Stanley, the farmhand, seems to be paying more attention to the scarecrows than the fields. And the grandparents, why are they avoiding the fields all of a sudden? Or C, the grandparents haven't been acting normal. No pancakes, no ghost stories. The fields look barely touched or, hell, even planted. Jody also notices 12 very strange and unusual scarecrows in the field. One night, she sees that the scarecrows are moving.
C.
I think it's A.
C.
You think it's A? It is C. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That everyone's acting strange. So now for this whole story, the reason I want to cover this with Jokey Pants, it basically feels like the guy Stanley, the farmhand, is just cuckolding the grandparents, and it is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh, excuse me. Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's a scene, they're getting pie, and the kids are like, "What, cherry pie? Why don't we have apple pie? That's Grandpa's favorite." The look on this man's face when he goes, "Cherry's my favorite." And the grandparents just like, Yep, it's his favorite. "Yeah, it's good for the change, isn't it?" "Yeah." And then he starts eating the pie, and I'm like,
oh god,
like he's like fucking cuckolding the grandparents or something.
No, that's definitely like a no. It's not a cuckolding. It's a stallion. It's the guy. He's the breeder.
Everyone help yourselves.
Cherry? I don't get it. We always have apple. Yeah, it's Grandpa Kurt's favorite.
Cherry's my favorite.
Cherry's it's a nice change.
So everybody's acting weird. The scarecrows are walking. Now for the ending, Jody and Mark get Stanley and his son, Styx. I wish I was making that up, but you'll hear that name again. That's literally the kid's name. Stanley needs to go to hell. Get Styx to help burn down the field. And in the morning, everyone enjoys breakfast, but Styx is missing. Suddenly, Styx enters as a new scarecrow. B, Stanley gets killed by scarecrows while Jody tries to find the sleeping spell in the book of fucking super. It's a thing for this. He had a book of superstitions and said a spell and it woke the scarecrows up. It's a fucking stupid thing. She puts them back to sleep, burns the book, and the next morning she wakes to see everyone's become scarecrows. How? C, the scarecrows are attacking Jody, Stanley, Sticks in the barn. Mark turns on the combine, destroys the scarecrows. The next day, everyone is happy, but Stanley finds a new page, starts reading it, and turns on the combine this time. Yeah.
A.
I also want to say A.
Well, we can't say the both same one.
I will say C then.
Oh, it's going to be B.
All right, so we're saying A, that Jody, Mark, Stanley, Sticks.
Oh, no, hang on. Do you really want A, Anthony?
No, I want C.
Okay, because I'll let you have A.
No, I want C now.
Okay.
It is once again C.
Damn it.
It's the
You tried to pull
dumbest,
it from me, didn't you?
Yeah, I was.
It is
I was
the
gonna
dumbest
say
fucking
C.
scene.
Here's the thing. He almost sold me on B because of that stupid, where he ad-libbed it for a second, trying to throw us off about the book of Scagliosis or whatever.
It's actually true.
Yeah, I fucking know. I'm not dumb. I can see it in your eyes, you lying piece of shit. You deceiver. How dare you?
Really superstition. So fucking stupid.
I know.
They run away from scarecrows, but they're literally just fucking scarecrows. There are many times in the episode where they just hit a head off and a scarecrow is just
I mean,
and I sat there going, they're fucking made of straw. Why are you all afraid of scarecrows?
Fire.
Yeah, well, it goes back it goes back to the old adage, how long you gonna live or survive in a zombie apocalypse? 2 minutes. I don't know how long it takes to reload a gun, but about that long. I'm not. Sorry. I love you both, but if it's Jared, you're safe on an island. Zombie apocalypse breaks out tomorrow. I'm coming over to Anthony's. However long and to load a shot, and I'm just one in the and just through the top of the skull.
Oh, it's all right. So the book ends almost the exact same way. The only difference in the book is they burn the scarecrows, and the next day everyone's happy. Stanley reads more of his book, like what they did in the show, except that instead of a combine coming to life, which I will say I like that as a change from how the book does it, because for the book, it's that the bearskin rug comes to life, but they both end the same way, which is that Jody turns to Stanley and goes, "What are you reading?" I just like the combine ending better because I feel that's scarier than a fucking bearskin rug.
I don't know.
It's going to drag through the
Bears are
house and
pretty
fucking
scary.
tear your ass up.
For the record, the fourth American Chiller book is The Terrible Tragedies of Texas, and that story
Did the same thing.
Basically, the combines all come alive and start terrorizing people because of a special fuel or something that causes a mechanical mutation thingy. So
that might have been honestly where they pulled their ending from the show.
It's a really good one. It's one of the few that I've read. So
it's probably where they pulled it. This is not how the book ended, and they change the show all the time. But hearing that from a different series, I assume that's where they pulled that from, thinking they liked it better. So that's the Goosebumps I have. I'll be covering some of them, some other ones with Jokey Pants and Scarecrows. I will, just because the way the grandparents and Stanley interact for that episode, I couldn't stop laughing at how just asininely stupid it was. It does not feel like a man controlling two old people. It literally feels like he's cuckolding the grandfather every moment he's on screen. It is so awkward.
Come
on, Grandpa, tell us a story. I don't like those stories, Grandpa. Oh, no, kids, we can't. No, I can't tell those stories. Let's go take a walk. And I'm just like, why? What the fuck is this? What is this episode?
Go take a walk with your kids and leave me home alone.
Grandma, why are we having pancakes? I like waffles. Jesus, Stanley, why don't you fucking calm down, all right?
I'm gonna jizz. You know what they say? The older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I have a random statement to lead us into our end out here.
Sure.
You ever notice that Angelina Jolie, if you watch some of her older movies, she really has her father's eyes?
Do you know who her father is?
Voight.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't really look at her eyes.
John Voight.
Do you know
what I
yeah, she has her father's eyes. Just
do you know what I
very
realized
intense.
that you say that is the first Mission Impossible movie because he's in that fucking movie.
Mr. Sir.
I forgot he's in the first
villain. He's the issue is I don't know how old John Voight was in that movie, but he's like married to like a 24-year-old. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, it took me. I didn't know that was Angelina Jolie's father for the longest time.
Right.
Like I just had no fucking idea. But there was a movie clip that popped up. I don't even remember what movie it was, but it was a really old. It was like an early 2000s Angelina movie, and like they had like her nose cut off kind of thing behind something, and like you just saw her eyes, and I went, "Wow, she really does have her father's eyes, just very fucking intense."
He was 58 in Mission Impossible, Mike.
Was he really? Is he still alive?
Yeah. He was
well,
it's just
hang on, hold on. I really enjoy John Voight in all of his movies. We really need to talk about the Oddcast curse, though, because if we bring up John Voight and we don't bring up the Oddcast curse, he's the next motherfucker that's going to die. We're not going to kill him. He's not part of the Oddcast curse. We're bringing it up now to make sure that it does not happen.
Well, two things. One, John Voight's a piece of shit. Two, we've mentioned John Voight too much on this podcast. He's immune to the curse. We always talk about him in Anaconda. I don't ever on the Anaconda or National Treasure.
I was gonna say it's National Treasure, right? That's him and Helen Mirren. So
where he plays, my box of peanuts.
Also, Daredevil Born Again. If you haven't been watching it, episode 8 came out. I liked episode 8 the most of this entire season, which is sad to say because there's only 9 episodes. But I did hear from the behind the scenes for the series, 8 was the first episode that the writer who was brought in to fix the series actually wrote beginning to end and wasn't just fixing what was already done. Knowing that, it makes me more excited to see what the finale is actually going to be and what season 2 is going to be, because 8 had such a great fucking flow to it and had that nice suspense in there of like, you know, some shit's gonna hit the fan, but they're really fucking building it out as like the gala dance thing goes on. Like they really build out that tension of like some bad shit's about to fucking go down, and I enjoyed it. So if you haven't watching Born Again, I get it. It was real rough to start, but episode 8 was fucking great. I'm excited for 9. I'm excited for season 2. Just wanted to throw that out there.
You think there's going to be a season 2, you slut? They're
already filming it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're already filming season 2. Like, yes. I wanted to throw that in there because also Black Mirror, the new season came out. It's mostly.
How is it?
I'd say I liked it. Like I won't say that I hated the season at all. It had. Every episode feels like it is a like sequel / tie-in to something they've done in an earlier season, where like it's showing a different story with like something similar you've seen before. But they were all very good. Paul Amati from fucking Liar Liar.
Paul Giamatti.
Thank you. He's in an episode towards the end, and his made me cry a little bit. His was the one that like fucking hits you right in the fucking gut at the end of it, and you don't necessarily see how that one's gonna go ending, and then it hits you with it, and you're like, oh, fuck me.
The thing is like I do enjoy Black Mirror as a show. Some episodes are much better than some other episodes.
Yes.
Like my definitely my favorite is Shut Up and Dance.
That's a good one. There was a Bandersnatch tie-in Which, if for those of you out there, if you don't know what the Bandersnatch was, it was an interactive episode they did for Black Mirror.
Yeah, it had the eyebrow guy.
I kind of liked it. It was interesting. This one brings back the game developer from Bandersnatch, but I have to double check the time frame. I think this might be like a sequel thing. Like it starts in 1994, but then it ends in like a futuristic 2020 something date. I can't remember the exact 2020. But it has that same exact dude who was the game developer with another very fucked up game. Except that one, I do have some critiques on that one. Up until the ending, I had critiques because the ending ties it back into like, oh no, this is what the episode actually is. Like we're not just bullshitting you. Because the way they build it up until then is very much like, oh, this is going to be like a fucking rigmarole bullshit runaround, and none of this is what it is. And then it was like, oh no, this is what's happening. I'm like, okay, interesting way to get there, but okay. Like, but no, go check out that season. It's pretty all right. Past that, is there anything else you guys have to bring up or anything you want to shout out?
Not really.
Nope. I don't got anything.
Well, all right then. If you want to enjoy us, go over to What an Oddcast on TikTok, where you can catch all the clips from the show. You can get Anthony talking about his fucking Transformers. Ask him the questions he will answer.
I will do
Give
my
Mike something
best.
to rant about. Give Mike something to rant about. Send us an email, oddcastmedia@gmail.com, or message us on any of our social medias at Oddcast Media or at Oddcast Network or whatever you find us on. If you're listening on podcast platforms, as always, leave us a rate and review. We appreciate you. It helps us continue on with what we do. And if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment, whatever the hell they do there. I don't fully know because I'm not a professional YouTuber. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay odd, stay happy. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
All right. Eventually, it'll get to my email. Eventually.
Yeah, that's all right. I got most of it. I just need yours for the opening, really.
First 5 minutes or so.